Once you do your research, you can now attest to what I'm about to let you know today. Misconceptions about the snail. What you need to know as a spiritual person. First, snail is medicine. Why is snail medicine? Is because it has healing properties. That is why it is used for healing. You can use snail to cure pile, stroke, appendicitis, and different kinds of diseases, as long as it requires the healing properties of a snail. Now, why would you be afraid of a snail? Since it has healing property. Why would you reject it? Why would you say bad things about it? Another point is that snail, the shell, protects it from danger. So therefore, it signifies protection. There are some times that you dream and you see yourself hiding and you see yourself in the midst of snail. It means you are under protection from Ezeagu. You are under his protection. Are you listening? We are going deep to give you spiritual insight about what you don't know about the snail. I told you snail is an animal that is symbolic. It is a totem. All right? There is no nothing to dispute about this. So, when you are talking about a snail, you should know that it is very, very useful to mankind. It is useful anywhere in the world, in the universe. Because snail is used for afa, that is spiritual divination. Snail is a medium of spiritual communication with the spirits. Assuming you are called to serve, and whenever you see snail in your dream, you don't have to be afraid. You should be rest assured because it is your agu in play. As long as you are a mariner, as long as your agu is agu mmili, you use all these water animals, to show you that you have agu. So therefore, if you have attained some level of spiritual maturedness in your divination, you can use snail as a medium of communication with the spirits. When you look around, you see some dibia. Adeze nwanyị, abeze nwoke. Ndị na-agba afa mkpụkọ. You see snail shell amongst those things used for divination. Some pick the big ones, the big shell, and keep it beside them because the agu requires that it must be there during the spiritual divination. They use small offer to hit it before they start divination. And that agu spirit that agu mmiri will descend and give them revelation for them to do the divination. The snail shell protects it from danger. It signifies protection, like I said earlier. Now I mentioned about snail being used for afa, a medium of spiritual communication with the spirits. So whenever you see that snail shell or you pick it in the dream several times, it means they are giving you your medium of communication with them. You are going to use the snail shell as a medium of communication with your marine world, with your marine family, with your agumeli. Another one is that snail is a trailblazer. Do you see the way it uses its saliva to soften a path? You think about things properly before you embark on it. That is what it means when you see it in the dream. Huh? If you see snail in the dream, especially if you are an accountant, you have to be careful with figures while you are doing your accounting. So when you dream and see snail in your dream, it is simply showing you that you think about things properly before you embark on it. You calculate with care and precision. If you are dibia, you see that you think over things before you carry it out, you embark on it. So you are a trailblazer, and a trailblazer is somebody that leads the way. Somebody that leads and other people will follow. Somebody that is always number one in what they do. Am I communicating? Sure. So also, when you dream and see snail in your dream, it means you have the power of healing, or that you are a patient person. I don't want you to be confused. I said that when you dream and you see snail in your dream, maybe in hips, or you are picking it up, or you are just holding the shell, it means that you have the power of healing, because the snail itself is a healer. It has healing properties, healing ability, all right? And also it connotes that you are a patient person. No matter the provocation, you are always patient. You take your time to do things. You think things through. You don't rush. You are never in a rush. You are very calculating. That is one of your characteristics as a human, that you are seeing the sign in the spirit by dreaming and seeing that snail. So when you dream and see it that way several times, this is what it is telling you. I am not telling you to believe, but observe, and you will find out that this is what it means. Snail is also a patient animal. As a gastropod, it takes its time to embark on its journey despite the interruption, despite the way people will see it or accidentally kick it off course. You will see it, it will pick itself up and still go back to blazing the trail. So as a gastropod, that is why it is a patient animal. What you should also know is that snail is from the marine kingdom and it is nocturnal. Once you see snail always in your dream, whether you are packing it, whether you are playing with it, whether you are picking it from the water, whether you are on top of it, heaps of snails, don't panic. It doesn't mean you are in danger. Don't panic. It means you have abu. It means you are a mariner. There is a connection to you and agu mmili. I hope you understand. So there is this connection. Once you see it in the dream, it is for you to know that now you have marine connection. Huh? And also, snail is very mystical. As it is very mystical. That means the person that dreams and always see the snail, you are gifted. You have a gift. I have mentioned the gift of healing before, and the gift of being a trailblazer. Onyembuzo. So you can see it that way, that you are gifted. You came to this world with a gift. It might be in the advisory capacity. You advise people, you counsel people. They become patient and tolerant and things work for them. Somebody that is impatient cannot advise people. Are you listening? So the slow pace of that snail shows you that you are a careful person. Seeing it around the river or you picking it and all that, it is a mystery and it is what mystical. So you are gifted So what do? You go within yourself and search out that gift or talent that you have, which can put food on your table or make way for you, make you a star, make you to follow your destiny or life path. You don't always have to rush to church and start kabashing over it. You start firing and shelling and mortaring. No need to panic. Because once you panic and you run to your pastor, he will tell you another version of that dream. You will now develop high blood pressure, or you have stroke, or one had heart attack. So today, let me allay your fears. Snail is from nature. Snail is mystical, yes. Snail means you are from the marine kingdom, and there's nothing wrong with coming from the marine kingdom, because once I say this, they will say, hey, Dibia Wangwa Biakwa, look at the trash this woman is saying, talking on air. Why are they promoting this kind of stuff? Or the bandit they call how? I have to tell you the truth, because you that is criticizing me can be seen as the ignorant one. You are the ignorant person because you are not in tune with nature. Anytime you hear anything or see anything concerning a dibia, watch closely. They use nature to heal. They are naturopaths, all right? Anything from the universe within those 4 elements, that is what they work with. Air, water, land, fire, or some will say sun. That is what a dibia works with. Ife dịka chi si wee kie, ọ natara chi. That is it. You don't need to start shouting, oh, she said marine as if, can you imagine? She's from the river, queen of the coast, this, that. No. Everybody's from somewhere. I always say this to you. There are different portals that so many people that are here in this world, they came through that portal. Either you are from land, you came through land, came through water, came through fire, came through air. It depends. That is why I'm educating you today. I try as much as possible to tell you to use your indigenous calendar, input your month, your date, and your year of birth, so you can discover who you are and achieve your potentials in life. You live your life to the fullest potential. You discover yourself and know where you belong, so that you do things in alignment with your source, with your portal, for things to go well with you. So when I talk about marine kingdom, I am not stupid. Or don't you know that there is life in the water? Don't you know? Well, if you're not spiritually inclined, I won't bother myself. So snail, where it crawls, it brings out mucus or saliva. And this saliva is used to treat wrinkles, black spots, and scars on the skin. That is another healing ability or healing property of the snail. You see that mucus or saliva? It is also used to treat stroke. You mix it with other things and you give the person who is suffering from stroke. All those dead veins will be revived. All right? So the saliva itself is used to treat wrinkles, assuming you have so many wrinkles on your face. That means you should get a snail and allow it emit that water or mucus. You leave it there. After some time, you now wash it off. If you have black spots, you can drop it on that black spot. If you have scar on the skin, you squeeze the water on it. It will make it heal up. And whenever you dream, you constantly see snail every time. It means you will live long. You that you are always dreaming of seeing the snail, they are telling you spiritually that you will live long because what? Snail has a long lifespan. Hello? The snail has a long lifespan. That means whenever you dream and you see snail, you the dreamer, you will live long. Longevity is in you, is in your gene, is what the universe has blessed you with. All right. Another misconception is when you see yourself packing the snail, then you start shelling it in the dream. You think it's a life of poverty or calamity that is coming. No, it simply means that you shouldn't reject your call. Because many people that are called to serve, they always use this symbol of snail for agumili to show you that you are called to serve. But because you are not spiritually conscious, you will not know. You start castigating, you start binding, you start banishing the dream. Because most times, before things happen to you, you see them in the spiritual. If you take note of your dream, you would have solved half of your problems. You wouldn't be running up and down looking for a dibia. I'm telling you for a fact. So when you dream, you see yourself peeling the snail or shelling it, it means that you are rejecting your call. So what do? Once you wake up, please go for spiritual consultation and find out the area of your call. If you have divine mandate to serve humanity and mankind using the 4 elements of nature, ife dịka otu chi si wee kee na wee gwọọ ya, wee kwubi okwu n'isi ndị mmadụ. Go and find out through alpha consultation. Because as you are peeling the snail shell in the dream, it means you are rejecting your call. So don't reject that your call. Snail is for protection. The call might be from water. Ndị nwere agwụ mmiri, ndị a na-akpọ ndị ogwu mmiri. You are called to reconcile people with their marine family, to do alignment and appeasement for people who are from water, who are having difficulty in their life here on earth, for them to retrace their set steps and know that this is their source. You can't neglect your source, my dear. If you neglect your source, things will be difficult for you. Always try and find out your portal, your Igbo market day, so that you will know yourself very well, so that you can align and be in tune with the universe while achieving your potentials. Also, when you dream and you see yourself picking snails in the dream, it means that you have agummili. A snail is from the marine kingdom. So if you see this constantly, you need to do spiritual consultation. And after that, if you follow the processes, if you do the deep cleansing to clear your path, because it's not once you go, they tell you have agu, you go and raw agu immediately. No. It is not the first thing to do. Even if you have agu, you have to find out what kind of agu is that. Is it agu nkanozu? Is it agu dibia? Is it agu egu? Is it agu afia? You know, we have different kinds of agu. Is it agu egu? You know, to be a musician, to be an engineer, to be a dibia. So we have different types of agu. You need to find out. All right? So it is a symbol of agu. Once you see snail, every time you are seeing snail, you are picking snail. You are picking it all the time. Some can dream, or it can mean pregnancy for those who don't have call in their life. I'm talking about the various meanings if you see snail in your dream, what it can connote. All right? So when you are always picking snails in the dream, that means that you have agummiri, because snail is from the marine kingdom. Once you find out, and Alpha says that you have agu, that means you have to align with your agu and appease your agu. But before you can align and appease your agu, you have to align with other spiritual guides. You have to find out if you are spiritually clean. Like if you have committed incest, if you have committed abortion, if you have stolen before, you have to do cleansing, a deep cleansing, not the one you do with water and bait. Ịkpụ ịkụchi onunu. Ịgbapụ aja ụmụnnuke, aja akaluwele. You understand? You clear your path, then you align with your chi before every other thing, before you proceed to Iru. So you don't just go immediately. Oh, you saw snail in your dream. Oh, I have agu. It's agu. It's agu. It's agu. You go and do agu. Whereas there are hindrances on your path that you have not cleared. Probably it's from you or from your chi norogowa. So you have to be careful. And again, some, after seeing snails in their dream, they conceive and become pregnant. That means fertility. So for you women that dream and you say you are picking snail, or snail is around you, or you don't know, depends on the dream, or you are picking it in the forest, anywhere, or you see it on a flower, it means that soon you are going to hear the sound of a baby. You are going to conceive and become pregnant. Some women, they show them before they take in physically. Some will see themselves licking pear, avocado pear. Some will see themselves plucking guava, plucking orange. It depends, because dreams are symbolic. Also, you see that snail is symbolic too, and is a totem. So after seeing snails in the dream, they conceive and become pregnant. That means children. So you have to be careful. You don't take drugs anyhow. You know that once you miss your period, you go for checkup. You test yourself, pregnancy test. And the most surprising thing is that once you take in, that dream might stop. You won't see yourself picking snail again, or gathering snail, or seeing yourself in the river picking the snail. The dream will stop automatically, because physically it has manifested, it has come to pass. So know this today for you women, or even for a man. It means you might impregnate a woman. Yes. Then there are some people that once they see snail in the dream, they will be favored with money the next day. So it is a wealth bringer. Fortune, it brings fortune. Seeing snail in the dream symbolizes fortune, symbolizes blessing. That it means somebody is going to bless you with money. For me, when I dream that kind of dream, I always wake up and people will dash me money that day from unexpected quarters, unexpected places. You become favored. So assuming that you are ignorant and after having this dream, you wake up and start binding and casting, are you sure that money will still come? Are you sure the money will still come? So we really need to be careful about the things we don't understand. We have to do some research and make sure that we don't ignorantly expose ourselves because of what we know nothing about. You don't criticize and demonize poor snail, all right? Then Ezagu, his best delicacy is snail. When you have his protection, what the energy tells you to pick is snail. You see? Because the most effective protection energy lies with the snail. So you don't have to kabash anything. You have to be careful. You have to know that Inwela Agu Mmeli, and Ezagu is the king of Agu. And you know that he uses snail as a symbol. Now again, you should know today that snail is highly medicinal because it contains niacin, choline, folate, vitamins A, B, B1, vitamin E, vitamin B6, vitamin B12, protein, among others. So one needs to eat snail to be healthy. If you are eating snail, it means you are going to be healthy. It means it is medicinal. That is why I told you it has healing properties. So when you see those people extracting water, mixing it with tin milk and some other things to cure ailments, it means it's those vitamins, folate, niacin, choline that they need to help cure people, to help cure the sick ones, you know? So once you are aware of this, do you need to be afraid of snail? You don't have to be afraid of snail anymore. As people eat it as food to become healthy, that is where you see peppered snail, fried and peppered snail. Peppered snail prepared with vegetable. I told you about its healing property. So snail is very effective and efficacious when it comes to healing. Even when it comes to making some charms, for people who are into charm, there are some charms you use the snail shell to make. Some you use it as ornament, or even that's after preparing the charm, they wear it as ornament on their neck or on their waist. During the olden days, I remember a story my friend told me. She's from Isoko, that when a woman cheats on her husband, they prepare those snail shells and tie it on her waist, and she will dance naked in the market while tying those snail shells around her waist. So you see that snail shell is used for purification purpose, because dancing naked in the market is because of the shame, because she cheated on her husband. She was unfaithful. She committed adultery with another man, and this can lead a man to die. It can lead to a man's death, because in their culture, she told me that if a woman cheats on her husband, she's not meant to cook food for the husband. But some of them, they defy it. They say, what can you tradition? It doesn't work, this, that, and that. So peradventure, if that woman does that and cook for the husband will start dying slowly. His stomach will start swelling up. He will fall sick. So if they find out after spiritual inquiry that the woman cheated, she has to do the cleansing rite that includes dancing naked in the market with those snail shell tied on her waist. She will go around the market so many times and confess to people that she cheated on her husband, that she's praying for his healing, she's begging the land to forgive her, this, that, and that, It's so funny when she told me that, but I usually say, Odibende dereha. So in this instance, from this story, you can now see that snail shell is used for purification. So if you don't understand, you will think that snail is demonic. That purification process will bring healing to the man that is lying almost dead in the house because of the wife's, cheating, adulterous act. So this is it. That snail is used in making some potent charms, the one you tie around your neck for protection, some like ornament. So please disregard the fallacies peddled around concerning this gastropod, as the religious mindset has made us less discerning and to demonize everything in their bid to eliminate and alienate us from our culture and tradition. Because humans are quite funny. Snails crawl at its own pace the way it was created. Makana iloma ka ejunaji aga n'ogu. It is a true Igbo adage. This is why Dibia Nwangu Uchendo has educated you today. I hope you learned something so that you disregard all those misconceptions about the snail. And you need to know this as a spiritual person, that snail is medicine. It signifies protection, and may you all be protected. Thank you for listening to me. It's bye from Dibia Wangu Chendo.